Hello, I'm just making this little video to take you through one of my days, which is just one of my first days back working for the ABC, which I'm not really allowed to show you because it's not allowed to be on the internet, this footage, because it's went to air on TV and everything. But, no one's watching this channel, nobody's gonna know. So, it'll be fine. This was just a story that we did. This was Monday on a guy he's like a unemployed reptile handler. He just illegally has all these snakes in his house, and spiders and all sorts of things. They're just all crawling around his house. It was pretty scary just to walk around that place because not everything was caged. Even the cameramen were pretty scared. Um, in the moments that we weren't there's a lot of waiting around on these jobs, so I was able to get some of this footage while I wasn't working myself. Because there's a couple of crews there filming, which is what I was there doing. And this is the Channel 9 crew, and we had Channel 7 there as well. And ABC, everybody was there wanting interviews with this guy. And this guy, was just this poor guy that won some sort of lottery where he won like a $1.8 million house and money and whatever. And everyone wanted to interview him, so we all went out there and everyone waited their turn. I used to have that job, the boom guy, on for a little while on a few documentaries years and years ago. It's a fun job. I like it because there's no responsibility really. You just have to, make sure that there's no cars and stuff, planes, and the sound's clear, and you're holding the boom in the right spot. It's very easy. It's an important job, but very easy. I think anyway. I think camera works harder. Yeah, yeah. This was fairly interesting. More interesting than the work I've been doing before this, which was just meter reading and just walking around the city in the heat because it's been really hot in Queensland at the moment. Obviously, summer has just kicked in, and right now I'm sitting down with a beer and just really kind of sedated and not caring generally about this video. So, yeah, I don't think anybody is going to make it to the end of this. I'd be very, very surprised if anybody does. So, I love this channel because I can just ramble on, and it's sort of just for me in a sense. It's just for my own sense of rambling. TV is strange. I really like film and documentaries. I've been with both crews now from different things, and TV is so finicky, and I've been the person being interviewed now, so I know what that's like, and it's really, really agitating because you're treated like, you're just one of their subjects, and you're meant to be giving your own opinion, and you're meant to be giving your own thoughts, and you do to a certain extent, but if it's not in line with what they want, they'll tell you and tell you what to say, and make you say these really cheesy things. They'll feed you a line like they're doing here with this guy. Feed you something really cheesy to say, and you don't really have a choice. You just have to go along and look, put your arms up and say this and do that. You're a puppet. It's just really not. I don't know why people desire to be on TV. I don't know why that's. Because most people will just, if they're asked to be on television, they'll say yes to it, and they'll put themselves through this whole interview process with these people, just for sort of a 15 minutes of fame or whatever. Even in the instance where they're paying you for interviews. I still don't really think it's worth the embarrassment of the whole thing. Strange.
I own this house worth $1.6 million and I can't get a bank loan to save my life.
It's just catchphrases. It's TV's full of these sort of quippy lines and, you know, stuff that these producers come up with on the spot. And in fairness, they don't really have that much time to do it, but still. But I mean, this is Today Tonight and Current Affair, and they are, I mean, they're the worst. They're the equivalent of Fox News in America. They're really, you know, they're our version of that. It's very, you know, they'll cut everything up to make it look like however they want it to look. Just your typical sort of media. Not that they're inherently evil or anything. Marg, this presenter on the left, she's nice and everything. I mean, but just, you know, you're very generic sort of plastic news woman. It's like everybody in TV is the same person. That's what strikes me about TV and people who work in TV. It's like all of them have somehow become the same person. They don't really have a sense of humour. Not a real sense of humour. And, I don't know, they just seem like the same person to me. Seems like I'm talking to an entity when I talk to someone. Producers especially. Producers are all the same. Literally. In the ones that I've met anyway. At the end of the day, it really is a very depressing world, the world of TV, and, you know, it's worlds apart from film. Film, at least the creative side of film, well, at least there is a creative side to film, whereas with TV it's there's a method and this is the way we do things. And we do it the same over and over again. And there's really just no time to be creative. A lot of it's about time. I mean, what we're shooting here, what these guys are shooting, it has to go to air that night. So this footage has to be rushed off to an editor, and then in about 4 hours from now will be on TV. So I mean, they just have to get out there and do it. So I mean, no one's really bringing up creativity at this point. There's just no room for creativity. And there's no point being creative too. It's just a you know, a flib story for that night's news. Nobody really cares. It's just disposable. You know, if you want to be creative, you wouldn't be working in television. Full stop. Yeah, it was interesting with this guy because, you know, he just won all this money and he'd come from being very poor and struggling to pay the bills to all of a sudden having all this money. And I talked to him for a while and he just seemed like, you know, he seemed miserable. It didn't seem like it made him happy. It made him sort of less happy in some ways because it made him seem like he seemed like he wasn't happy before, but now he's got all this money, and it's supposed to have, you know, it was like he had that view that it was supposed to make him happy, and it didn't, and that just made him feel kind of miserable. No, I've never had that illusion that money or success or could make me happy. I think happiness is, you know, it comes more from doing something you love or from the people in your lives, and relationships. Anyway, that's pretty much the day. I'll see whoever you are on another boring video next time. Bye.
Yeah, being paranoid TV people. Just don't tell them